going to solve. So you're going to solve some of type 1, type 2, type 3, and type 4. Type 4 being your fractions. Okay? And then you just get rid of them. So let's start here. Isosceles triangle. Draw that. Every time you have a shape, draw it, please. Isosceles means two slant sides are the same, and the base side is different. So the total perimeter equals 47.4 centimeters. Now it has two equal undersides, a short side. The short side's 8.6. So this is 8.6. What about the other two sides? Do we know what the number is? So what should we call one side? X. What should we call the other one? Well, is it different? No, that's the trick, folks. They're the same side, so they're the same letter. So to find the perimeter, you add all three sides. And what should it equal? 47.4. So you have to make sure when you're doing perimeter type questions that you add all the sides. If it's a triangle, there's 3. If it's a rectangle, there are 4 sides. Okay. Now, notice how you could have gone straight to a simplified equation of 2x plus 8.6. Okay? And then you go and solve it and find x. So you're going to actually answer that. All right? Any questions? Okay. Next one. Read it, underline the important stuff. Go. Times x. So it's 2 over 3 times x. Now to write it so you are successful, multiply them together. So it's 2 times x over 3. All right, those are the exact same thing. Sometimes you want to write it as a fraction times x, other times not. So he had that much left, then he spent $4. So what are we going to write for that? How do we write spent $4? Yeah, minus 4. You don't have more money, you have less. Now he only has $8 left. So there's your equation. How can we solve that? The easiest way is to multiply it by a number to get rid of your fraction. What should you multiply by? 3. Okay, so it's 2/3 x minus 4 equals 8, and you're multiplying each one by 3. Okay, you've done that before. It's on the quiz. These guys cancel. So you're left with 2x minus 12 equals 24. Now it's easy to solve. Yes? What happened to your fraction? That's why, right? You're trying to get rid of your fraction. Now you don't have to. It's just one of the methods that we would go over. We're late. You still are late. Okay, next one. Yo Gabba Gabba. He went for a walk, found $2. Okay, so his investment banker said he could double his money. How much does Yo Gabba Gabba have with at the start? No. No. I don't think you know. If we don't know it, what should we call it? Oh, there you go. Now, how would you write him finding $2? So then he invested it, and what was supposed to happen? Oh, how would we double that? Brackets are key there, folks. You have to add the $2 to what he has already, then multiply it by 2. Okay, so the brackets are key for that question. Then he gets a total of $96 back to him. So now he go and find out how much money he had. So the first step to solving this would be multiplying. 2x plus 4 equals 96. Okay. Any questions with that one? Where's the double part? I can't see that. Double. There we go. Okay. All right. Next one. Let's leave this one for a second. Let's go to number 5. Okay. So Jasmine has a job delivering papers, $5.70 plus 9 cents per paper. How many papers, if she makes $12, does she deliver? Okay. So what's the equation going to be? Yep.
570x plus 9 cents.
Well, that means that she got $5.70 for every paper she delivered. She gets $5.70 and only $5.70, not a penny more. Okay, so we can't change that at all. Yep, that's a constant. Yeah, so it's going to be 0.09 times x. Okay, so that would be 9 cents. Okay, get one paper, 9, 2 papers, 18 cents. Plus the $5.70 each time she does it equals 12. Now, what's a good skill that we can use to get rid of our decimal? Yep. Multiply by 100. So we get 9x plus 570 equals 1200. Now you have no decimals. And in fact, you can probably do this close to without a calculator. Okay, it's a good skill to have. Writing helps you learn. Okay. Okay, so then you could solve for x. Any questions? Okay, next one. The area of Banff National Park is this. This is 529.6 less than 5 times the area of Kootenay. So we're at B and K. So how are we going to set up that equation? Well, yep. 5.1x, good, or k, whatever you want to call it. We actually have to take it away. Yeah, 529.6. Good. Okay. So then you can go and solve for x. Now you could get rid of your decimal if you wanted. You don't have to get rid of your decimal, but you could. And to do that, what would you multiply by? Not 100. Yeah, because it's only one decimal, you only need 1 0. Okay, so it'd be 51x minus 529.6 equals 66410. Now, some people don't like doing that. That's okay. It's not a big deal. All right. Any questions? Okay. Next one. Where's my dirt? Yeah, there we go. Let's go back up before we go over. Let's do the pool, okay? So the pool empties at a rate of 6.4 liters per minute. Okay. So in 1 minute, how many liters empty? 2 liters? Sorry, 2 minutes, how many liters empty? 12. Yeah. So how did you get that? You multiplied by 2. So what about in x minutes? It will be 6.4x. Okay, so x equals the time. So we have 300 liters. We take away the amount, 6.4x. How much is left? 60. All right. So this is going to be your emptying rate times time. Rate times time. Rate times time. Okay? Now, you could get rid of your decimal again if you wanted. You don't have to. Up to you. Let's go on. Did that one. Okay. Internet cafe. For $1 for 15 minutes and 20 cents per page. Another charges $2 per hour and 25 cents per page. Okay. So if you want to use a cafe for 1 hour, how many pages would you need to print? to be equal in price. So let's do Cafe 1 and Cafe 2. Right? We got to figure out when they're equal. So $1 for 15 minutes. In 1 hour, how many minutes is that? Okay. So how much is this person going to pay then? $4. Right? So it's going to be $1 for 15 minutes. And we're equaling 60 minutes. So we have to times it by 4. So same thing up top. Okay. So you got to do a bit of work on the side for this one. That's why it's a little bit weird. So it's going to be 4 plus 20 cents per page. How are we going to write that? 0.2 times P or X. We'll call it P for page. Equals. What about Cafe 2? Have a look. What do you think? Mandave? What do you think for Cafe 2? What would be the other side of the equation? $2 because he only uses it 1 hour plus what? Per page. Okay. So then he can solve for P. See when it's equal. How many pages it is. Next. Okay. So this is, we may have talked about this already. Distance equals rate times time. So it's a 3-formula equation. You can do a little formula pyramid. Okay. And so if you cover up T, you're left with distance divided by rate, because distance is on top. How many of you used this in science already? Okay, a few of you. Okay, if you cover up D, then you're left with rate times time because they're side by side. Okay. Good. So, Skeletor walking to Grey Skull. All right. Skeletor walked at 3.5 kilometers per minute and took 20 minutes. He-Man did the same route at 5 kilometers per minute. Okay. So it's going to, what we're saying here, this is what we're saying. For Skeletor, oops, not Skeletor, good old Skeletor, his distance would be found by rate times time. So rate 1 times time 1. Whereas He-Man, his distance would be rate 2 times time 2. But they both were at the same point and walked to the same place. They had to take the same route. That means their distances were equal. So what we can say then, since they had the same distances, their rate times time must also be equal. Okay. So, rate times time. Skeletor is 3.5 times 20. He-Man, his rate was 5 kilometers per minute, but what was his time? I don't know. So we'll call it X. Okay, now you can totally solve for it. Okay, so let's solve for this one. 3.5 times 20, we had 70, equals 5x, so x equals what? X equals 14. So it took He-Man 14 minutes to get back. He walked a little faster, didn't he? Okay. All right. Next one. Well, this one's a little bit different. Superman bought a gym membership that cost $28 a month, $2 a visit. Okay, so this would be 2V. Every visit was $2 plus 28 for the month. Okay. So we got Gym 1 and we got Muscle Mania. Now this is a new thing for today. Right? Read the question, please. How many visits to the gym until Muscle Mania is the better deal? Better deal. We got to analyze that. What do they mean by better deal? Yep.
That it costs less to go to Muscle Mania.
It costs less. It's cheaper. Okay. So if it's cheaper, which one's larger? Gym 1. So we got to figure out kind of when is Gym 1 larger. So remember the hungry bird, the alligator's mouth, always eats the bigger number. So we have to see when is Muscle Mania less than Gym 1. That's really important. You got to figure out. Okay, so your thought process is you're thinking better deal means that it's cheaper, and you have to keep in mind that the sign eats the larger item. It's hungry. Okay, always eats the larger item. So now we can make our equations. I told you Gym 1 was 2V plus 28. Figure out Muscle Mania. Go. So it would be $1.50 V plus 42. Okay, solve for V. Go. Solve for V. Okay. How many people got this? No one? What did I do? Oh, did I really? I was wondering, I thought it was supposed to be 28. 14 divided by 0.5. Thanks. How many people got this? Oh, phew. Okay. So who can answer the question then? Read the question, make a sentence. Go. And you better think about it, because it ain't the same as it was before. You got it? Good, because in your sentence you better not mention the number 28, because that's not the answer. Or say it properly, and that's okay. Herman.
After 28 visits to Gym 1, Muscle Mania would be cheaper.
Great answer. So he said after, or you can say more than, right? So I didn't hear what you say. I wasn't listening. I don't always just call out. I don't listen. I'm asking. Okay, so after 28 visits, Muscle Mania is cheaper. Okay, not at 28 visits, because V, it says right here, V has to be greater than 28. So we can say at 29 or more visits, Muscle Mania is cheaper. But you cannot imply that 28 is the answer, because it's not correct. You got to go one more time. And it's cheaper. Okay? Or 2 or 3 or 4 more times. Any questions? All right. Okay, so let's look at this one, lesson 4, review. Actually, you know what? I think you guys have enough. I wanted to save this for tomorrow. Actually, you know what? You probably need it for today. Let's do these ones, okay? So now we're looking at word problems. Because it says cheaper, we're implying it's an inequality. Okay, so we have Rent-A-Wreck and Nice Wheels. When you start these things, have them on opposite sides. Okay, so Rent-A-Wreck and Nice Wheels. Now it says how many kilometers must be driven for Nice Wheels to be cheaper. So which one should the sign eat? Good. Okay. Come up with the equation for both sides. Go. Okay. I'd multiply to get rid of my decimals. You must drive more than 1,250 kilometers. Any questions? Okay, try next one. So this one can be a less than or an equal to. Okay. And that's because it's okay to spend $80 and it's okay to spend less than, but you can't spend more than. Okay. So then figure out what x is. $6.4. So what's the answer then? Steven? But you can buy 6.4 games though. Yeah. If you're going to buy 0.4 of a game, it might not work in your computer. Okay? So you got to go down to the nearest whole number. So he can buy, BUY, 6 games. Okay. Good. Try next one. Granola is out planting trees. So 10 cents a tree planted. She wants to make $20 an hour. Now she doesn't mind if that's greater than. She wouldn't mind that at all. But it can be equal to. Okay, so this one's a little different. The sign should eat the $20. Solve this one, then make a sentence. Be careful about it. Well, I screwed that up, didn't I? Do you guys see why I screwed that up? Solve it and then see if you can tell me why I screwed it up. So we got t less than 200. So why did I screw that up? Well, it says that TS can be less than 200. If she plants less than 200 trees, is she making 20 bucks an hour? No. So she actually wants this number to be larger. So that's why I screwed it up. So you think about your answer too, right? That's going to help you in case you make a sign mistake like I did. So the answer is she needs to plant at least 200 trees in 1 hour. It's a lot of work. But tree planters, I don't know if that's true or not, how much they can plant, but that's how you get paid as a tree planter in the summer. You gotta watch out for bears. Or maybe you're on the mountainside, right? Okay, next. Data. Start his own computer repair business. There's 2 payment plans, option A, option B. Okay, how many hours does a repair job have to take for option B to less expensive? So what should your sign do? Okay. No, option B. Eat option B. Okay. Just make your equation and stop, please. Go. Okay, so 8 times H, the number of hours, plus 40 is less than 15 hours. Okay. We won't solve it. Pardon?
Mind if we use variable X?
Yeah, you can. I just use H for time. You can use X. There we go. Happy? Good. Okay. Try number 5. Okay. So read the question, store A, store B, choose your sign, and then make your equation. Oh, you're supposed to have done this. This is, whoops. Oh well. Okay, I hope you changed your percentages to decimals. Good. All right, you guys are good to go. So what I want you to do, I know you had some problems with your word problems. You need, now that we've covered them, we've probably covered all the word problems possible. You need to go back, review yesterday's homework, work on today's. You have a good 40 minutes. Use your time wisely. Ask questions, person beside you, ask me questions. The rest of the work block, you need to make sure you're working, okay? Pardon? No, don't bother. Setting up the equations, the hard part. After that, you guys should be good, okay? So practicing your homework, you'll be fine.
I don't get question number 15 for